Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Arun Singh Thakur from University Institute of Hotel and Tourism Management, Punjab University, Chandigarh. After completing this module, students, you will be able to understand the meaning and concept of sustainable tourism. Secondly, know about the various components of sustainable development. Then understand the impact of tourism on environment. And finally, know about the environmental dimensions of sustainable tourism. So students, let us proceed. Properly planned and controlled tourism can help for the conservation of nature, but on the other hand, tourism can also pollute the environment. The developers of tourism should be aware about the two environmental concerns. One is the conservation of scarce natural resources and other is maintenance of overall environmental quality of area and minimize the pollution that can be caused due to tourism. This module examines some of the basic key concepts of sustainable tourism and its environmental dimensions. These concepts lie on the core of meaning, components, and understanding of environmental dimensions of sustainable tourism. The various environmental issues of tourism development. The issues related to environment incorporate air, water, noise, and visual contamination. Vehicular and person on foot blockage lead to environmental degradation. Different environmental effects have been documented in the literature, although more research is required, particularly in biologically delicate conditions, for example, tropical islands, beach areas, mountains, and deserts. The physical planning of tourism or to use the environmental planning approach at all levels. General standards and procedures of environmental planning are well known and are acceptable for tourism planning. An important part of environmental planning for tourism is to know the carrying capacity of the particular tourism destination where the tourism activity is supposed to be carried out. Carrying capacity indicates the effective utilization of amenities at the destination by the tourist without damaging the environment. Setting up of limits on tourism development involves establishing regional planning policies for opening up new areas and manipulating admission on pricing policies can help minimize overuse of essential resources at the tourist destination. Specific techniques can help to minimize the negative environmental impacts of tourism and improve the quality of the environment. Fundamental to them is utilization of improvement controls, for example, preclusion of direct business advancement, establishment of maximum building heights, and least difficulties of real structures from shorelines and streets, arrangements of satisfactory open space and beautification in tourism area and appropriate engineering and landscaping design standards. Appropriate establishment and operation of water supply, sewage, solid waste transfer, and drainage system are important. Tourists mishandle of the earth by such exercises as gathering of the live seashells and coral, removal of the rare plant and create species, and littering must be precisely controlled. Tourist facilities or to make greatest utilization of energy preservation techniques, particularly in vitality inadequate zones. Keeping up high natural well-being and safety and security standards are fundamental to control diseases and accidents. The administration has to require proper outline and development norms in zones prone to earthquakes, high winds, and heavy rainfall, and must apply environmental impact analysis procedure to tourism development projects. There ought to be constant and orderly observation of natural effects with remedial actions where necessary. The fast development of tourism in the course of recent years has brought together with industrial pollution, given rise to development constraints in an attempt to safeguard the quality of the environment. Luckily, insurance of ecological quality is generally perceived as fundamental for the long haul strength of the travel business, since much of tourism advancements rely upon the grand tourist attractions. Tourism also exposes large number of people to the environment issues, and creating awareness among the local residents regarding the conservation of the natural environment. The community of tourists is a body of opinion large enough to carry the weight when protection issues are being talked about. Now, we'll discuss briefly what is sustainable tourism. The World Tourism Organization in 2005 says that tourism that takes place full account of its current and future economic, social, and environmental impacts, addressing the needs of visitors, the industry, the environment, and the host communities. Another definition by the European Commission in 2003 emphasizes that tourism that is economically and socially viable without detracting from the environment and local culture. It further highlights that tourism that respects both local and the traveler, cultural heritage, and the environment. With sustainable tourism, socio-cultural and environmental impacts are neither permanent nor irreversible. Sustainable tourism should also maintain a high level of tourist satisfaction and ensure a better experience to the tourist and aware them about sustainability issues and encouraging sustainable tourism practices among them. Now, what are sustainable development components? The main components of sustainable development, as defined largely by the Brundtland Report, interpreted by Murphy, the emphasis is clearly primarily on the environment. Since 1987, the growing interest in the sustainable development has been fueled by the Rio Summit of 1992, Agenda 21, and environmental problems such as global warming and the smog which affected Southeast Asia in the autumn of 1997. Following are the components described briefly. The first is establishing ecological limits and more equitable standards, requires the promotion of values that encourage consumption standards that are within the bounds of the ecological possible and to which all can reasonably aspire. Then redistribution of economic activity and reallocation of the resources, where meeting essential needs depends in part on achieving full growth potential. Sustainable development clearly requires economic growth in place where such needs are not being met. Conservation of basic resources. Sustainable development must not endanger the natural systems that supports life on earth, the atmosphere, the waters, the soil and the living beings. More equitable access to the resources is the next one. The growth has no set limits in terms of population or resource use beyond which lies ecological disaster, but ultimate limits are there and sustainability requires that long before these are reached, efforts are made to ensure more equitable access to the resources. Then next is carrying capacity and sustainable yield. Most renewable sources are part of complex and interlinked ecosystem and maximum sustainable yield must be defined after taking into account system-wide effects of exploitation. Then retention of the resources. Sustainable development also requires that the rate of depletion of non-renewable sources foreclose as few future options as possible. Then minimize adverse impacts. Sustainable development requires that the adverse impacts on the quality of air, water and other natural elements are minimized so as to sustain the ecosystem's overall integrity. Then further is diversification of the species. Sustainable development requires the conservation of plant and animal species. Then community control over the development decisions affecting local ecosystem. Then broad national or international policy framework. The biosphere is the common home of all humankind and joint management of the biosphere is prerequisite for global political security. Then economic viability. Communities must pursue economic well-being while recognizing that government policies may set limits to material growth. Then environmental quality. Corporate environmental policy is an extension of total quality management. Then comes the environmental audit. An effective environmental audit system is at the heart of good environmental management. Now we will discuss the dimensions of sustainable tourism. The sustainable development and sustainability of environment are interdisciplinary, covering a large area of economy and the social dimension structure. And at the same time, there are pragmatic and political parties from the solution vision. The concept of sustainable tourism development, economic and cultural development of relations focused upon demonstrating compliance to the needs of environmental restrictions which include a lot more size. The World Tourism Organization serves the following definition for sustainable tourism development. The development of sustainable tourism lies in protection and enhancement of opportunities for the future needs of present tourists and the local people. To accomplish this, management of all the resources that meet the need of the social and cultural aesthetic integrity of the natural environment should be done along with taking into account biological diversity and life support systems. The principles of sustainability, tourism and regional planning for tourism should be taken into account while planning for tourism. The concept of sustainability without calling for radical innovation, a re-evaluation has led to a sense and directed a new tourism policy. Sustainability principles, different approaches, including strategic planning as a process directed at a point directly, may also include tourism policy and planning sustainable tourism development as a qualitative process driven by political decisions. However, one should always proceed in accordance with the constitutional and legal framework with local support. The development of tourism, natural and cultural resources protection should be based on the principle of balance between the economic structure and social justice. Sustainable development of contains economic, social, and environmental principles, and to the sustainability of the tourism sector should be a balance between these three dimensions is at most required. Further, we will discuss the impact of tourism on environment. Tourism is associated with a variety of environmental impacts caused by all its elements: accommodation activities, transportation to and from the destination, and in and around the destinations. Potential adverse effects of tourism development can be subsumed under three main areas: pressure on the natural resources, pollution, and third is physical impacts. So, the strain on the natural resources. The case of water use. Tourism needs and consumes fresh water for a variety of purposes, including, for instance, toilets and showers, kitchen and laundry, swimming pools, spas and saunas, cooling and irrigation of gardens. Some of the tourist activities, most prominently golf and skiing, where snowmaking is involved, also substantially add to the water use. The European Economic Area estimated that a tourist consumes 3 or 4 times more water per day than a permanent resident, which non-tourist water using ranging between 100 to 200 liters per person per day at a tourist destination. Although the overall water consumption for tourism is small, it often occurs water scarce seasons and areas, adding to the pressure on the local resources. Then comes the pollution. Solid and the liquid waste production of solid waste by tourists largely exceeds that of residents. Waste disposal is particularly an issue for small tourist destinations. Common waste management problems can include a small number of facilities for water treatment or disposal, significant seasonal variations in waste quantity and composition, high population density, limited land mass to locate landfills and other waste treatment infrastructure, and difficulties in achieving economies of scale. Negative effects on the health may also spread more quickly. Then sewage can be a major source of water pollution, damaging fauna and flora and representing a threat to the human health as well. Other tourism related waste include litter dumped by tourists on the mountain trails and the beaches, requiring extensive cleanup action. Air and noise pollution. The data from the UNWTO show that 2015, 54% of the international tourists traveled to their destination by air, 39% by road, 2% by rail, and 5% by water. The share of air transport is gradually increasing. After that, physical impacts. The physical impacts do not occur only from the tourism related land clearing and construction, but also from continuing tourist activities. They typically include the degradation of ecosystems, the development of tourism facilities such as accommodation or leisure facilities can involve sand mining, beach and sand dune erosion, soil erosion, and extensive paving, construction of transport infrastructure, airports, roads can result in land degradation and loss of wildlife habitats while altering the landscapes. Tourism development can also lead to deforestation and intensified or unsustainable use of the land, clearing of forest land for ski areas, draining and filling the coastal wetlands for tourism infrastructure and facilities, resulting in the disturbance, erosion, and in long term the destruction of the local ecosystem. Even recreational activities in marine areas such as snorkeling, sport fishing, scuba diving, and yachting, cruising can represent a direct threat to fragile ecosystems. In mountains, wildlife species are easily affected by human activities and their presence. Concentrated numbers of tourists in close proximity to the breeding grounds, nests, and the food sources can disturb them significantly. Local plant and animal species are also vulnerable to the introduction of exotic and invasive species and the diseases. Then comes environmental dimension of sustainable tourism. The environment plays a crucial role in tourism phenomena. The natural environment such as beaches, forests, waterfalls, lakes, rivers, etc., and the built environment such as the forts, palaces, havelis, and the ruins, etc., must be conserved for an area to be environmentally sustainable. Environmental sustainability means making effective utilization of available resources in a particular area so that it can be preserved for the use of future generations. Ecosystem is defined as the system in which we live. The system includes the earth, the sky, and the water, and also the living and the non-living things in all these systems. It is a dynamic complex of animal, plant, and microorganism groups and their non-living environment interaction as a functional unit. Then types of the environment. There are 5 types of environment. The first is the natural environment, then which includes the mountains, the sea, lakes and rivers, caves, beaches and natural woodland. It is very important to understand that there are only few natural landscapes or wilderness area left in the world, and almost all the natural landscapes have been affected to some extent by the actions of man through the centuries. Tourism is the only one industry or activity which changes landscapes, and it is less significant in its impact than other industries. The natural landscape represents the core of tourism activity. The natural environment and impacts from the tourism. Some of the major impacts of the tourism on the natural environment are in terms of flora and fauna species, pollution, erosion, effect on natural resources, bad visual impacts. Then second comes the farmed environment, which includes agriculture landscapes, man-made forest and fish farms. The farmed environment can cover a diverse range of agriculture systems including intensive crop rearing such as the grain growing areas of eastern England, Midwest of the USA, traditional mixed farming such as that seen in the Mediterranean region, then monoculture cash crops such as the vineyards of France, and the areas where timber is farmed such as South Asia and the parts of Canada. Impacts of tourism on the farmed environment. which includes diverse ways of farming such as intensive crop rearing, traditional mixed farming such as growing of crops along with the livestock rearing, nomadic livestock rearing, and the fish farming. Tourists can trample crops, light fires. Tourism can eat up farmlands as a part of the development. Then employments in the tourism can take people away from the farming. On the positive side, tourism can provide extra revenue to farming. Then the third is the built environment. It includes the villages and the townscapes, transport infrastructure. For example, roads and airports, individual buildings and structures, dams and resources. The built environment exists at no less than three levels, that is standalone structures and buildings, small settlements in the form of villages, then large settlements in the form of cities. Then what are the impacts of tourism on the built environment? Various major potential impacts of tourism on the built environment includes changes in the character of urban areas, overload of infrastructure, visual impact, restoration, erosion, and pollution. Then fourth type of environment is the natural resource. It includes like water, climate, air. Tourism makes use of the range of natural resources, and in many cases the core attraction of the destination product may be natural resources such as clean, pure mountain air and the land. The minerals, water, which have been healing properties and are the focus of spa development. If the water in lakes and the seas is relatively warm and clean, therefore suitable for bathing. Wildlife is the fifth one, which includes the land-based mammals and reptiles, flora, birds, insects, and fish and marine mammals. The issue of wildlife has a number of dimensions in those areas where wildlife is a major attraction for the tourist. For example, Kenya, Tanzania, and Botswana, natural woodland and unusual flora in the Amazon basin. Tourism, which is based on hunting wildlife including fishing trips, visitor attractions such as zoos, wildlife and aquaria, impacts on the tourism on the wildlife. It helps to promote big game reserves such as bird life, marine life, fishing trips, zoos, aquariums, traditional events such as bullfighting. Tourism can harm wildlife by destruction of the homes, affecting habitats of feeding, disturbing breeding patterns, forest fires, etc. Tourism can benefit wildlife in providing the economic value for its conservation. Now, in the end, we will discuss the sustainable relationship between the tourism and the environment. Holistic thinking in terms of the concept of ecosystem. There should be comprehensive approach for developing tourism and understanding the concept of ecosystems. Regulation of negative impacts. There should be keeping on check on the negative impacts caused by the tourism at the destination so that they can be controlled well in time. Then comes encouraging good practice in terms of developments. The tourist and the stakeholders should be encouraged for establishing good practices in terms of the development. Then next is raising awareness amongst tourists and the industry. The awareness amongst the tourists and the industry must be raised regarding the negative and the positive impacts of the tourism activities on the environment. Then comes prices paid by the industry and the tourist should be high enough to cover the environmental cost of tourism. Then maintaining a balance between conservation and the development. The tourism activities planned effectively help to maintain a balance between conservation and development. Use sustainable power source to the tourist facilities is the next point. There should be utilization of sustainable and renewable power sources to the power provided to the tourist facilities. They can be sun powered or wind powered. Then recycle and reuse. Recycle of water, utilization of the dark water and the rainwater harvesting should be used in establishment catering to the tourist needs. Then comes the carrying capacity. Set a limit of how many tourists can visit an area over a period of time. Establish a carrying capacity limit and stick to it so that the natural areas should be conserved for a longer period of time. Creating and developing wildlife sanctuaries and national parks. Creating and developing of these national parks and wildlife sanctuaries at a particular area to protect flora and fauna is also one important aspect. Then encouraging and promoting breeding programs. We should encourage the breeding programs for the endangered species so that their species will not extinct in future also. Use of sustainable product. The use of sustainable products to build hotels, like to ensure woods are from sustainable forest, etc., should be promoted. Then use of biodegradable items. Only utilize biodegradable items for washing, cleaning and so on. This is especially important to preserve the local water resources. Then use of local food products. Use local food products at the tourist destination so that the local food products will be consumed by the tourist and they get aware about the local food products of the local residents. Then use public transport for low emission vehicles. The use of the public transports or low emission vehicles at the destinations to move from one place to another place to eliminate the pollution at the destination. Now students, let us summarize what we have learned in this module. In the end, we can say that environment plays a crucial role in tourism. Sustainability is about environment, both man-made and natural, but the fact needs to be recognized that ecosystems are an essential part of this environment along with the mankind. Tourism is closely linked with the environment, but it has both positive as well as the negative impacts on the environment. The major negative impact include the air pollution, which is caused by the aircrafts, cars, buses used by the tourist to reach at the destination and to move at the destination within. Tourism activity also disturbs the ecology and also put a strain on the natural resources at the destination. But on the other hand, the tourism activities helps to maintain a balance between conservation and development, and there should be utilization of sustainable power sources to power the tourist facilities. They can be sun powered or maybe wind powered. Thank you.